It's a privilege for me to introduce Professor Dr. Balakrishnan with his long profile here, just to tell the audience who is he, who is this figure is about in Malaysia. Okay, Professor Dr. Balakrishnan Parasuraman got his bachelor's degree, Bachelor of Social Science in Economics from University of Science, Malaysia, Penang. Later, he pursued study to get his diploma in education in one of the Teachers Training Institute in Malaysia. He has also has advanced diploma in coaching and mentoring from Ministry of Human Resource Malaysia. He also has certificate of higher education from University of Malaysia Sabah. His master's degree, he did his master's degree in Master Science in Human Resource and Industry Relation at University of Stirling, United Kingdom, and his PhD in Human Resource at University of Wollongong, Australia. His profile, he has more than 25 years, going to be 30 years as an academician, as a school teacher, as a lecturer, academician, and a professor. He is the founding head of International Office, University of Malaysia Kelantan, where he is attached now as a professor of human resources. He's a former director of Industrial Linkages and Collaboration Office, ILCO, University of Malaysia Kelantan, and also advisor of Bursa Saham Student, and also was a former deputy director, Student Affairs of University of Malaysia Sabah. He's very well known in minimum wage in Malaysia because he's one of the member in the technical community of National Consultative Wage Council since 2011 under Ministry of Human Resource, and his struggles all are now achieved. Now we are very successful to get minimum wage of Ringgit Malaysia 1,500, which was just announced. Okay. Besides that, he is also a co-chair Workers' Participation Study Group, International Employment Relations Association, ILERA, International Labour Organization, ILO, based in Geneva. He also got many research grants from ILO, World Bank, European Exchange. He's also a fellowship in University of Bocconi, Italy. And then he got industrial research grant in Salkra, Sarawak, matching grant UMK, FRGES, Japan Foundation, Korean Labour Institute for minimum wage. He has published more than 20 books, and published more than 200 articles in refereed journal proceedings, including Scopus, ISI, and many more indexing journal, and also published magazines like Dewan Ekonomi, Dewan Masyarakat in Malaysia. And he is also invited visiting research fellow of University of Groningen, Holland, visiting professor, University of Indonesia, visiting research fellow, University of Wollongong, Australia, visiting professor, Wako University, Japan. All he visit and do his work, not just visiting, and do his work. And he's also always invited in the TV channel in Malaysia, invited panel expert of television, radio talk show on entrepreneur, business, HR, and IR in the main medium like Astro Awani, RTM, and so on. And he's also the founding president of Malaysian Industrial Relation and Human Resource Association, MIRHA, which is one of the co-organizers of this event. And he is also the patron of this virtual conference for these 5 days. I'm not, there are many more to talk about him. Anyway, now we hand over the session to Prof. Bala. You have around 45 minutes or 1 hour, Prof. Maybe 45 minutes should be nice because in Malaysia now it's already 10:30. Yeah, 10:30. So 45 minutes would be very nice. Okay, Prof. It's all over to you now. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks a lot, Dr. My honorable friend, Dr. Ganesan Sanbegwelu from IPT Johor. IPT Ipoh, Perak, Malaysia. And also my good friends, since we know in University of Science Malaysia, he was my junior, but we are very close friends until now. We already become academic. And also thanks to Risha, and also thanks especially to Dr. Frank Dyson, who come from the Lavender Leadership Club, and also Dr. Regina from Camp Congrain Trust. and of course Malaysian Industrial Relations and Dr. Ganesan, one of the committee member on the what do you call it, main hub. And I also hope you all don't go and get sleep. I think you'll be very tired listening to many talk today, but it's okay. It is actually academic world. And I also like especially thanks to all the participants from United Kingdom or India, especially many of our friends, colleagues still here, and also our friends from Indonesia, and especially to our friend of Malaysia, and most my PhD and master student also here, and also undergraduate student. They also are inviting to join because I want them to explore themselves in international perspective and know how is global conference like that. So I'm very glad to see all of them, and I really hope you'll be just patient to me. And actually, I don't know what to do. I'm talking today, and the theme for this workshop actually talking about publication. And a lot of people now talking about ISI scopus. That is the world today. They are looking at it, but people don't talk too much on the book. And I believe book is very, very important for the academic, especially academic, and also for the researcher, scholar, and anyone. And this part of the what do you call emphasize no more. I think Dr. Ganesan, I'll ask one question. During your time, when you study in University of Malaysia Science, are you looking for the journal? Are you looking for the fundamental textbook and those theory there? And Doctor, just one minute, just there. Where you go when you go to library, sport, everything, where our professors actually asked to do? Are you referring to the book or the journal? I mean,
Yeah, Prof, during my undergraduate time at University of Science Malaysia, I was just looking mainly for the books, actually, telling the truth.
Yes.
Because the lecturers always asked to look for the books. But when we further our studies to masters and go to PhD level, then only we start to look for journals, a lot of journals, articles from journals. During undergraduate last time, books is the main source, actually. Yes or no, problem?
Exactly. That's why I'm telling here the textbooks are important for undergraduate. You can go to masters and PhD, then you go for journal. But what happened today? There are no many books, doctor. No many scholars publishing book. We don't have scholars at the moment. But in United Kingdom, in UK, in America, still publishing. In Asia, we are moving through this part of that. So what happened to our undergraduate? Where do you want to get the latest knowledge? That's what my point today. My point today is I'm talking the reality, not rhetoric. Sorry to say here, anybody here. So when we are started, me and Dr. Ganesan, when we was looking for our expert, I remember our professors, they're just sitting on the room, they just in the library. We cannot see them. Even if we go to see them, also very hard, doctor. We have to give an appointment to them. And when you go to see them, the professor will take the book, go and read Karl Marx, Das Kapital. Go and read to the labor, Richard Hyman. Go and read the book, Collective Bargaining, Professor Harry Kass. And all of them from where? Cornell, Oxford, Cambridge, Tokyo, Sydney. So these people are the scholars. Today, where got our scholars, even in Malaysia or in India, Indonesia, publishing a book? Where they're PhD now? They're putting on the shelf. Nobody got to look at your PhD because you put it on the shelf. You didn't transfer your study there. So that's my fundamental question. For undergraduate, you need textbook. You need book to read and read and read and read. Where are you reading? Nothing. Zero. I'm telling you frankly, undergraduate never read any particular book. That's why sometimes I have to give them to read my book. You have to read. Otherwise, there's no knowledge. So the fundamental question we ask, actually, why we do research, I think I don't repeat the research. Research is a research. If you don't do research, no point in talking about publication. No point talking about scopus, ISR, whatever. Just forget about that. Because it comes from research. And research mark up very hard. Not just do research for the sake of the pass PhD. Today I see a lot of PhD unrecognized. You pass PhD, you keep yourself. Where is your PhD now? Where you put your PhD now? Nobody will look your PhD. You just study, and you just finish, you just do that. So that is a very, very sad story, like I'd like to share. All the good PhD, it doesn't turn up to the as a publication. No. Why is this trend happening? Why? We are looking for what? Promotion. We are looking for what? To achieve our KPI. Are we looking at the graduate now? The graduate must have fundamental knowledge. I believe me and Dr. Ganesan, when we started, there's no issue on employability. Dr. Ganesan, please, 1 minute. I want to ask you. Any lecturers, is to talk about employability, or you look for the job by yourself? Or you just tell me. Anybody talking? No, in the class, what happened, Dr. Ganesan? Are they talking about employability to give a job? So what? What's happening now? Actually, nothing. We are just focused on reading, critical analysis, and read the book and come out. That's what. And we got a job. Because when we do all this thinking order, we write, we read, we prepare, we go to the class, we present, we do the best. We never go to class, no preparation. We never go to see lecturers, no preparation. Today, no. The whole thing collapsed today. Today, I'm looking at the student. They take it very easy life. They just like, they don't want to go to library. They don't read a book. They don't do that. Every simple life. And the respect is going. Those days, the respect still be keeping as academic. I think here you got Nada, everybody here, you're all senior scholars. I believe when you go see your lecturers, you prepare yourself. Am I right, Dr. Nada? Dr. Nada, again? Dr. Nada, are you there?
Yes, Prof.
Dr. Nada, when you meet your lecturer, are you preparing or not preparing? Are you just going to see him and laugh at that? What do you do?
No. Need to do a thorough preparation before seeing him. If not, he will just shoot me off.
Yeah, but you respect them, am I right?
I have due respect for the knowledge that they have imparted to me.
Yeah, highly respected because they are author of the book. They are, they are putting you on the right tracks. Today you become doctor, you're senior lecturer today. They don't give a job to you, but you yourself doing. So I'm looking from the whole spectrum from the 1980s until now, the things going down. The quality of higher education going down. I'm very, very sad, doctor. I don't know what will happen in the future. When we was trained as undergraduate, we are independent. We went to library. Library is number one. Get a book, read, prepare. And today, not many students go to see the lecturer. They don't care about that. They don't care. They don't make appointment with the lecturer. I want to see Prof. I read this article, Prof. Can I come and discuss with you or not? Prof, what do you think about this human research theory? I don't agree with the American scholars. What do you think, Prof? No, nothing, no discussion. So when you go to the workplace, you are bringing very, very what you call not knowledgeable person. Go to the workplace. That's why industry don't get job. Like you, Dr. Nada, we all Dr. Ganesan, we are Dr. Alex, we are getting job because we are preparing from the degree. The degree is very important. The degree is a stepping point to go to further studies, master's and PhD. And then you end up with that. So that's what I'm actually sharing here that I really. So throughout my experience, I'm working with many scholars. I don't work with until now. I'm actually cross over the border. I work with many scholars because I want to learn and I learn. Even though I'm professor, I'm already 10 years professor, considered senior professor. I'm humble myself. I want to learn. Even I learn from undergraduate, you believe or not. I also learn from them. I respect them. I learn everybody. So what's happening now? Where you want to bring the whole spectrum of a higher education to the next level? I'm very worried. Even IPG teachers, when I was joined the teachers training college, I was trained the real teachers. Today, no. I got the teachers passionate to the student. Are they passionate to them or not? Are you thinking they are like their own children? No, nothing. Just get a pay. Sorry, Dr. Nada. Sorry, Mr. Albert, Dr. Ganesan. They just want to come to get a pay. That's all. They want to buy house. They want to buy everything. They don't care about kids. But you and me know. We coming from the passionate. That's why I born as teacher. I born as a teacher. That's why I'm passionate. I cannot see the anything discrimination, anything happen. I cannot see that because I born a teacher. I'm not an academic professor, but I born this. So I need to pass on this aim. So many students don't study. Many PhD students even register, don't study at all. Zero. Doesn't have a passionate to study. Then why you want to enroll yourself and why you want to get your degree? So no passionate. And there's no where they are studying. They also don't know what they are doing. So a lot of things happening now. But I believe all of us, those past the PhD and really go through the question what they are asking here is, so what will I publish my PhD thesis? Why? Sorry, yeah, here I focus on the PhD system because that is a higher level work that should be published as a book. Otherwise, your knowledge will be lost, totally lost, and nobody know what they're doing. So this is what I'm trying to talking to this group of people, and even to the young people who are now in the undergraduate, maybe the masters. Think about that. Your future is how it's going to be. Follow your supervisor. Your supervisor is close. Your lecturers are close. Listen to them. This afternoon, doctor, I after 2 years, I didn't see my student. I was so fascinated. My tears come out. I met about 40 students. They came to see me. The rest, I'm not sure whether they came to see me. They're standing on the hot sun, you know, few students coming, and regardless any race, I don't care. They're standing there. I'm briefing to them, and I really touched with them. I said, my tears come out. I said, because 2 years I didn't see you, and you all here. You are here to so I say you all listen and follow, and things happen. So I think they are very passionate. I'm very happy to see their face, smiling face, and then everybody exciting, taking photos, and they're like, you know, like so happiness. That's what I brought to my classroom. The classroom as should be have fun and knowledgeable. Okay, I don't go through this one. All these come from different paradigm, but coming to the one goal that whether qualitative, whether quantitative, you need to publish a book with all this formality that already established well on the research method. So there's no question about that. All right. So I'm coming back to this. This is my PhD work. Why this book? I think I got my officer here. They are from the publishing university. They are joining Miss Siati. She knows about my book. 3 times already printing and the bestseller book, and now working on the 3rd edition. Why? I transformed the knowledge from the book. It took a lot years. I started my PhD work in 1997 when I started my master's program. I learned when I went to the United Kingdom. That's how I started in master's degree. I did just focus on that topic. Today, I have about 15 students doing the same topic, my PhD, exploring to the many PhD students doing under this topic. But I believe that when you become book, you know, every semester my student will carry my book. They'll read and understand, and that will give them a big picture about what is about human resource, what about industrial relation, and what about, so they understand clearly. They discuss case study. If they didn't publish as a book, nothing, they will learn anything. The real case study during the economic crisis, how the company survived, during the good time, how companies survive, and now sustainability. So everything in recorded because it became book. And this book started in University of Wollongong. And then I was published the book in UMS, University of Malaysia Sabah. Then when I come back University of Malaysia Kelantan, I published this, and that book already now I'm doing 3rd edition, and the university really want me to go on doing some changes and come up with a new layout, and this book will go on and on and on. This is what's happening in the past. Many scholars, the best professor like in my area, Richard Hyman, Professor Russell Lansbury, Professor Ray Marquez, Professor Kerry Cass from Cornell, Professor Thomas Kokan from MIT, Professor in Korea, in Japan. Everybody publishing a book, and their book reprinting again, because fundamental issue you can find from the book. That is important for undergraduate. Undergraduate must have a fundamental knowledge. Today they don't have any knowledge, fundamental knowledge. They want to do masters, so ego. They say, wow, want to register first day, tomorrow want to graduate. Cannot, you can't do that. Okay. So this book is a qualitative book. It is not quantitative, purely a story of the people that I gathered from the many people, many race, from the Sabah, Sarawak, even from Iban, Dayak, Kadazan, Dusun, Indian, Chinese, Malay, everybody I gathered, and I make it no numbers, just a story. But you need to write in academically higher level that we call PhD. That's why I asked Dr. Ganesan, PhD is Doctor of Philosophy, philosophical science, the highest is. So, and then people talking different language, I understand, they cry in front of me. Some of them talking many stories, and my job is actually gathered together, and I put the right theory, and I come up with the practice. The theory comes from the Western countries. I adopt to the Malaysian situation. I critically analyze the theory, whether it's relevant or relevant, and I'm putting the practice. So one of the success story Dr. Ganesan mentioned, minimum wage. That's what I struggle today. Many thousand, millions of people in Malaysia getting salary 1,005 is starting from 200 ringgit in year 2010. I believe when I was start working in University Sabah, then I saw many workers earning only 200 ringgit. My tears come out. I said, I have to do something. As a scholar, as an academic, as a a citizen of the Malaysia, I started in university. I believe at that time, thanks to all my University Malaysia Sabah students, they are organizing a lot of conference, a lot of activities. They brought TV, they brought trade union, everything we discuss and debate, and finally today become a need. So where is this kind of student today? Nothing. I couldn't find anything. I was so sad. Before I retired, I said I didn't see this kind of student to appear again to talk about a lot of. I was talking about the graduate employability, the salary. Nobody come. That's why I told my undergraduate student, please support. We do it next for ini. So this book is a qualitative. This book is a latest book, 2021. It's a pure quantitative. So don't have question. Don't ask question. Oh, I cannot publish quantitative. I cannot publish a qualitative. We publish, and this book is an industry-based book. Actually, by yang berbahagia Tan Sri Dato' Sri Rahman. He was ex-RISDA. RISDA is a rubber institute in Malaysia. Okay, small holders. And he was an ex-DG, General Director, DG, and he did a PhD in UiTM. And I was an external examiner, and Prof. Jamalia was one of the top institute accounting in Malaysia. She's a leader. And we work together and we publish this book. And this book is very important for the people who are in the governance. It's already out. And a lot of my students actually reading now to understand. So this is a purely quantitative industry-based book. So why are you waiting now? Okay, I would like to highlight here. PhD students spend years working on the thesis. Yes, while doing so, it's a labor of love. There's nothing wrong with maximize your effort, training your discipline. So today, for you, those in this room, please think of yourself. You have a PhD thesis, maybe I can guide you A to Z. Okay, maybe we can do some workshop. I can come up with a 2 days workshop. I can, everything, when the time you finish the workshop, you already can publish as a book. There are a lot of publishers waiting, even University of Malaysia Kelantan, we have a good publisher, and they also can publish and so on. So here I would like to talk about 5 main tips how to publish a PhD thesis into a book. Otherwise, it's meaningless. Okay. Many PhD students mistakenly believe that their PhD are essentially ready to go. No way. Your PhD must be make it as a book, and a book and PhD is totally different. But fundamental issue, you have everything on your PhD. PhD is a high-level research that you proven from the theory, the relevant theory, your understanding, you're testing the theory, and develop the theory. Then you come up with a new theory that your theory. Now you need to understand that how you transform into the book. That is a first tip that you must. So you don't think that your thesis is not a book, okay? But it can be a book. In other words, your thesis is just starting point. Very good one. Your book move beyond discovery, set, cohesive, structural argument. It may relate. So you can alter your book, you can adjust the work, and you can. So I am the person that practical person. I've already done this for my 2 or 3 books. Even my master's thesis already make a book and published by the top publisher, Pearson Education. They are top publisher in the world, and the book already out of order. No more, all finished already. Okay. So now I already do the second and third and so on. So it's actually discovery on a PhD. A book publishing requires something else, the automatic dollar. Because when somebody want to publish a book, they must a dollar and cent. Your book can be sellable or not. Can. Who said cannot? Your student can buy a book with the price, lower price. My book only 35 ringgit. But the research cost, I would like to tell all my students here, 500,000 ringgit. Because I do research PhD, is that amount. But the book only sells 35 ringgit. That's all. So why you can now spend 35 ringgit, but with the worth of 500,000 ringgit for that I use my study in Australia, and the knowledge I bring back from Australia into the Malaysia, I make it a book. Now the student read, and the student can see the real case study that happening outside. When they go to the work, they will carry the book, they will tell the story. Company was very happy. They will take you and they will run it. So the book keep all your life, because whenever your problem, you just open up the book. A lot of students, my students keep the book, And so that's first tip, okay? You can publish. Next tip, consider your audience, how to reach them. Very important. Who is your audience? The audience is actually, for me, is industry people, HR manager or CEO. Second audience, my students, my close students. So why you cannot, use your student as a base? Let them read your own work. That's why I told my students, don't ever buy from seniors. Let every student carry my book in your heart. And whenever you read the lecturer by the book. So you have in your hand, you know everything. You read, you digest, you argue, you come back to me. Okay, Prabhala, I read your theory. Your theory is actually looking at this, but I read another theory from Cambridge with another scholar. Can we compare this theory? Can Prabhala, what do you think about that? Come and debate with me. Nobody until now. My room always opening now, okay? So nobody, they just get a, that's it, finished. That's not a finished story. You must come back again. Even you're done A or B, come back again and discard and argue with me and be properly done, and you prepare yourself for the higher degree. That's me. I didn't see in the undergraduate. Undergraduate become like school, just getting A, that's all. No, university totally different. You are selected by the ministry or by the people that select you to come to university to do a lot of high level research, thinking order, writing papers. Why undergraduate cannot write paper? Many of my students in the past, they have published a paper. I put in my book. Why you cannot do that? Why you look down yourself as undergraduate? Don't look down. You also scholar. You can publish together with me. Come with me. Join with me. I can teach you what to do. Your name appeared in the journal. Your name appeared in the book. Why cannot? So your audience must be very, very clear. Manager, researchers. My student, my book, a lot of books sell on the LinkedIn and Facebook. Many industry people buy my book and they understand the thing, but the closest is your student. So that is very important. That's why you can see my University of Malaysia Kelantan, they work closely with me. I work closely with them. Everybody must work together. Because if you don't approach them, then how do you approach you? You humble yourself. Many people don't humble themselves. Sorry. Some students just get A or B and all like that. So proud. So why so proud? We are getting our title, for professor, senior professor. We're well known. We never boast of that. Never do that. Even though Dr. Ganesh highlighted, I never do that, because to me, you humble yourself. People come back to you, and people will also love you. Then the thing will go like very, very. So most important that how to make your research accessible to them. You might be the online. It can be a hard copy and whatever. I prefer hard copy because when you carry the book, there will be a lot of meaningful. So I know how pain to do the book. When I start my book, this book I showed to you, right? This book, it's very painful. Day and night, sit down. How many days I never, even thesis take me about 4 years, and book take another 2 or 3 years to sit down and lay out and what to write, how to write, so it's taking a long time. So I'm talking from experience. Bukan I just talk like by theory. It's experience. It's very tough, but I manage. Okay. Third tips, you need to have a book proposal. Write a book proposal. We are talking about a proposal, research proposal. Your book must be summary of the content, our main argument, one paragraph summary of each chapter, timeline completion, brief the target audience, and complete literature. Usually they are the short document. That's all. You have to write a good proposal. Then you send to the good publisher. Normally, the good publisher is a university. University is the best good publisher, and along with Cambridge, Oxford, Springer, all these, will be coming to the top publisher. And then I publish in the Springer, I publish in the Peasant, I already published in the Dewan Bahasa Pustaka in Malaysia for those audience internationally. Dewan Bahasa Pustaka is a national publisher by government. It's very difficult to go in, but you can publish. And then apart from that, a lot of university available to publish, and that's going to be higher. So my book mostly published by the university. Is well recognized by the publisher. So you can do that. Why you cannot do that? Tip 3, be very publishing mill. If you're lucky, you get a great support team working with you. Very important, your teamwork. You have to talk to the publisher, you have to talk to the team members, you talk to the marketing people, you talk to this. So you yourself become entrepreneur. Like I'm working in university entrepreneurship, I must train as entrepreneur. So when I sell my book, I will tell the market where the book will go in, how the book will actually attach to their life. So I need to tell everything. So you do the marketing, you're an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is a failure. If a failure, doesn't matter. You're not making money. You're not making a lot of money, but you make yourself at least the book visible to the audience. That's very important. That's why use your LinkedIn, use your Facebook. Don't go and just chat, you know. So I told my many students, go and link with me and you start asking questions or whatever. And there are a lot of HR manager in my group, they're starting looking at. So you put the book there, you read the book there, you take the photo and you start reading. I say, I read the book, Professor Bala, you're talking about this issue. So people start communicating with you. Who is communicating? The HR manager communicating with you. Wow, right. Please come and join my company. So it's a lot of things we can do in one book. We can also looking at the employability and so on. The next tips actually, we are looking at the, you know, don't expect to get rich. No way. My book, I never expected to get rich. No way to reach unless you write the book that is ordinary book or whatever thing. Academic book, normally you won't get rich, but you still reach the big audience. Like my book, almost 1,000 students already using. Since I work in UMS, I published the first edition 2014. The first book came out. After that, 2017, second edition. And now, so almost every semester, I will teach about 200 students. Now the book already more than 1,000 copies already out. And now they are printing another few copies and we're coming another one. So student is reading. I didn't do anything on student. I said, use the book, you go and do the case study. And from the case study, you understand, you come up with another case study from other countries doing compare, and you just argue that, okay? So you're not making money, very small royalty. We are not looking at the money, but we are training also our student to understand and so on. So very important. This is a very important factor that your own student will use rather than they go and copy you know, the work from, you know, something like, you know, copy there, rather than they carry the book with you and read, and they come back to argue with you, okay? All right. So these are 5 tips I think is useful for you, and you can ready your thesis. Maybe next we can do, maybe I ask University of Malaysia Kelantan to organize 2 days workshop, and they will be organizing, and Miss Asiati is here. I think you can take your seriously the point, and we can run 2 days, and I make sure that by the second day or third day, you already have your manuscript to be published. This is very important, okay? And this is what your struggle. Okay, upcoming book. You see, I'm already professor. Why I need to publish? Why I need to write? No need. I just go and I'm already in many committees in the national level, in international level. I'm doing a lot for the country. So why I need to publish? No way. So I work with my colleague, my friend, Dr. Ariana. I started working when I met him first time in Adelaide. We are just students. Dr. Ariana was Queensland, and I'm in Wollongong. We just get a friend. So why you cannot get a friend? Why you need a friend that cannot help you? No point your friend can help you. Your friend actually to help. Me and Dr. Ganesan, we are good friends. When we was at university also, we are very good friends. We really, you know, I mean, really good friends. No, not only Dr. Ganesan, many other friends. But when we come back to work, we work together, we publish together, we enjoy together, we share together. Sometimes we have coffee together. So we do a lot of things. Now I'm working with Dr. Ariana, continually working. We are doing so. I asked Dr. Ariana, why not this time the edited book we publish? So we at the moment, I don't write by myself. I'm giving opportunity to many scholars, including my MBA student. I'm giving chance to them, let them everybody write their chapters. And that's why this book will out. And this will be published in University of Indonesia, and definitely UMK will be popular in Indonesia and globally will be recognized. So this book will out when you do is hard work with me, and so we are looking at the employee participation in ASEAN workplace. My book more in Malaysia now, so I keep on updating and I'm giving opportunity. You can see list of the authors here. There are many authors here. They are all some of the students, scholars from other countries. They are here, and so we are already finalized the book. And I heard Dr. Ariana, it will out soon. And it is automatically will bring the network between scholars. So you don't work silo. Don't work, just stay in Sabah, University Sabah or University Malaya, or you know, you must work closely. And UE is number 1. Number 11 is top university in Asia. And then they are, I think, number 1, number 2, I think, in Indonesia. So when you publish a book, your name will out. So this will be a book coming very soon. I will share later with you all. Okay, this is another book. Okay, we are. I form one group we call Global UMK Scholars. With my friend Dr. Jaya, and also Dr. Frank. Dr. Frank also, I brought him to this book, and Dr. Alex. So I want to capture world market in ASEAN. So how to do that? You cannot simply go in there. You can do by online. So I asked my undergraduate student, I think she's here, I believe, Selva. Selva is my leader last time in my class. And I see she got talented. I said, can you design a nice poster? I giving an opportunity for her to design. And she designed this poster, so wonderful poster, nice poster, and which I cannot do. I asked help. That's why I said, we learn each other. You put that, I go, so I need to mention the name especially here because she done a very hard job, not easy. As an undergraduate student, you're lacking a lot of things. So why we pay them, we reward them, doesn't matter. So this is how the book will go, and now we are collecting the data, and this is a new idea. Nobody write this book in the world. So far I see, no, this is we bring science and non-science scholars, scientists, and first time science and non-scholar meeting together, and we are going to write a methodology and issue and challenges, and it might be go. So I already asked one of my PhD student, I think she's here, Naza. Naza is actually from Iranian student. She's only 24 years old, and she's doing a PhD now. At the moment, I asked her to come up with a chapter, and we're already preparing a chapter. We've gone through everything. So it was submitting, and a few chapters coming out now. Dr. Solomon from Ghana also submitting. So the book will go to Ghana, the book will go to Indonesia, the book will go to Malaysia, and indeed, Dr. Frank, I believe your coverage even so big. So imagine, and it will publish by University of Malaysia Kelantan. I will approach them because the market is so big, and this is why what we call internalization. Not just students come to study, but the book itself brings UMK top in the world, around the world. And this idea must be very creative. Every time your idea will work. And thank God. I really thank God. God gave me a lot of new ideas. And I got all the young scholars, Dr. Jaya, Dr. Sugeti, Dr. Boone, and Dr. Mazlan, all these scientists work under my team. I brought them in the big picture. I become mentor for them. So before I retired, I got a lot of PhD students working. Dr. Alex just finished. He was a safety consultant. Now I brought him to do the consultant work to publish as a book. Dr. Gillian published a book, and many people, Dr. Miss Nalini, and many of them writing all the. So those students very good. I really support them. I like to support those who are working very hard. So the choice is yours. All right. So this book will come soon. All right. These are the research material from the social science and sciences, and very nicely written by our editors. And this book going to be during the COVID-19, I believe, is going to be global book, and many students will be using this book. Not only students, maybe scholars and so on. Okay, another book will come in. Okay, this book actually last year I presented a paper in first Latin America Regional Labor Law Congress. I published, and I used Malaysia as a case study, and I explained to them how the impact to the HR and IR, and how the COVID-19 was tackled by the Malaysian government. I especially mentioned former Prime Minister also, how he come out different policy and so on. And I was surprised. I got a message from Dr. Dr. Cristina from Brazil, Labor Law Association, and she's a judge, a husband judge, and they're top labor law expert. And she invited me to send a chapter of the book on what I presented. And I work with Miss Nalini, my student. She's working HR manager in one of the big company in Milai, and she's extremely busy, no time. She got okay, but she come up with this paper. I say, why not? I give chance to you, Nalini. Why not you work together? And actually, credit goes to you. And actually, it is a message. You can see that I appreciate product and the kindness message. I confirm receipt of the file. As soon as there is a news, I will inform the participant first and sending book in the physical format to the indicated address, providing the access. This is what the doctor write to me specially. Yeah, the launch will be then scheduled. So we're going to end with your and Miss Nalini present will be honored. So they're going to launch the book, online, and this tremendously bring the Malaysia on the Latin American market. So imagine or not, the book is very important. Why you don't publish? You publish a journal, it's only go a certain part, but book is actually go the whole country, all the Latin America. And I love Brazil. Brazil is my football team. I'm really admire to go to Brazil. And already been there 2 times in Brazil. Now my work also go there. And then this is what the passionate So you brought Malaysia to India, you brought Malaysia to Latin America, you brought Malaysia to Indonesia. That's what you passionate to your country. Right? So that's why I keep on telling most of the in audience here, we think as a global and act locally. Don't think it's just local. Don't think only specific place. You must go globally. And you see how many work we're going to publish as a teamwork. It's a teamwork. Not we are not doing like alone. No, I'm not alone. I work my student, I work my scholars, academic scholars, and we work as a team. I don't put Dr. Frank just like that. Dr. Frank doing a lot of workshop. I told Dr. Frank, cannot. You need to also putting as a book, and automatically his name also will go to the Malaysia, Indonesia, and Africa, and then we will go to Latin America. So the whole continent will be covered. So why you think publication not important? Very important, key important, and the books very important. And maybe many of my students don't know about myself. I'm just a very humble person. I don't care. People say anything, I don't care. But I only care that to bring the country name to the top in the world. That's all. And at the same time, the book you publish must be higher quality. That here, you see Dr. Christina, and she was one of the recognized by the top judge in Brazil. And we have become good friends. The other day, I talked by phone to her, just like family, talking about children, my children, so we have become friends. So a lot of friends there. Recently, maybe next year, or very soon, I'm going to see my supervisor, Brother Make. I will hand over my edited book to him because he's now in cancer. I must go and say thank you. Well, even though it costs a lot of money, I don't care. I will fly over there. I'll bring my edited book. Prof, I need you to sign. And Prof, maybe I cannot see you. It's going to be this. I'm going to say thank you to him. That's why you thank to your lecturers. Many of us never think about a lecturer. After you got a PhD, master, just forget it. Even undergraduate, you got an A, everything. You forget it about your lecturers. Not me. Sorry. I will go. Last time, Prof. Luis Apreso is my mentor in Peru. He's a father of IR. Prof. Luis got a cancer. He's going to die another 6 months. I buy my own ticket for 8,000 ringgit from Kota Kinabalu. I fly to Argentina. I take photo with him. Everybody asking why Dr. Bala take photo. He's my mentor, my father. And my book chapter was published among the 40 best scholar in IR was that book. And I told Prof. Ruiz, Prof, that's my father, I won't see you anymore. After that, you may pass away. But I need to do thanks to you. I fly over there. I spend. And today, Prof, no more already. And his whole family know me. And they keep on inviting me. That's why I keep on going to Latin America. So because you humble yourself, your name will be flourished. So publish or perish is another continent. But when you publish a book chapter, but just follow your supervisor, your teacher, your lecturer. Don't against them. The moment you against them, you do harm on them, your life will not be miserable. Your life will be totally miserable. You won't be success. The moment you appreciate your lecturers, go back to your lecturers, say thank to them, work with them, ask them. So undergraduate student must be think like that. Don't just think yourself, must go there. So we're going to be global player. Sorry, every time I speak like very, very emotionally because I want everybody to be good person. Everybody on the board, everybody have a good, better life. If your success is my success. If you do something well, I'm very, very proud. I didn't ask money, anything from all of us, all my students. No, I don't want anything. I want you just a word of thank you. The word of how you want to grow. So I'm helping a lot of students. So if you help yourself, actually God also will help you. So that's fundamental. The theory is when you help others, God also help you. So with that, I think I end my session here. I hand over to Risha and Dr. Ganesan. For the name, I'm very sorry, I'm taking a little time, but that is what I'm telling. Published book is important, equivalent to ISI Scopus. If you don't publish, next generation will not appreciate you at all because ISI scope will go off. Nobody will look at the journal, but books will be stay on the library. Even today I'm dying, tonight I'm dying. I tell you, my book, my YouTube, all there on the desk, on the library. I won't die. Every day I will live. When people type industrial relation, I will live. So not only that, a lot of friends all over will say, something because I not only working for Malaysia, but I'm working for the citizen of the world. That's why Prof. Luis Apreso told me, Bala, you are not citizen of Malaysia. You're citizen of the world. You travel. He wrote something on my book. Last time I'll keep that book with me, the master book. That's how I am. Please help others. help respect. Student, please respect your lecturers. Student, undergraduate, go back to your lecturers. Don't stop working with them. Take them as a mentor and do your best. And you publish with them, and they will, much thing will come back to you. The same thing, master, the PhD student. Don't ever forget your lecturers, your professors. Go and see them and have coffee with them and say thank you. They won't ask any single money from you. No, never. But you can credit yourself. I am like Dr. Nada, you're already someone today. Go back to your lecturer, say, Prof, I'm here. Come, Prof. We're having coffee in a 5-star hotel in Shangri-La. Can you come on, Prof? Drive in, bring him there. He will be very happy. I saw one video in 2 days ago on YouTube. The conductor pilot was telling to the guru. The guru was sitting on the aircraft. He don't know. He said, "Thank you, sir." They bring flowers and the cake. They cut the cake. So that's how we have to thankful them. He said, "Cry, tears come out." So every teacher is not expecting anything. They want just to help you. So this is what I'm trying to say today. I hope my talk will be enrich many people here, the young one, the middle age and old one. Anyone here is actually very, very right time talking about publishing a book. So with that, thank you very much. And I forward the session to Dr. Ganesan and Rishabh. Thank you.
Excuse me. Okay, thank you very much, Prof, for your wonderful emotional. It's not emotional. It's more of giving motivation and encouraging all of us here to do something in academic world, as all of us are academicians. And what you are telling, we are the citizens of the world, like the song "We Are the World," which was recorded during Michael Jackson was still alive. We are the world for the Africa, right? Okay, it was a wonderful topic on publishing, and of course, your topic covered the 5-day international virtual workshop. The title of our virtual workshop is actually Research Writing, Editing and Publishing. When we break up into two, first, research writing is actually when we do our thesis, when we do our PhD thesis. It's research and we write. And then we edit our thesis and then we publish before, after we attend the Viva. And same goes to your topic just now, Prof, publishing the book. What we research, what we do research in our PhD, during our PhD, need to be published. And for your information, Prof, I haven't published my PhD thesis yet, although I finished in 2015. But of course, I will. I think I should do it faster, because without publishing the thesis, people don't know what you have done, because normally our thesis is in the library. Unless another research scholar is doing a topic similar to our topic, they will go and borrow and read. If not, it's just like that. So once you publish, as what Prof said, it will go all around in your own country or in the world, depend on the publication, depend on the publisher. And like Prof Bala was saying, his book is around the world, employee participation. Okay, before that, any question from the audience? It's already going to be, it's now 10:20 p.m.
Sir?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Any question?
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
I'm
Nazanin,
Shalini. I'm a research scholar. I have a question. Actually, very recently, I got my poetry collection published, but I'm not very satisfied with the publishers. So, and I also have would like to have my book to go for a second edition with some modification over the content. So, can you please suggest me what are the steps that I should take to have my book to get published when it comes to second edition? Whether I have to seek the permission of the first publisher, if I'd like to collaborate with the other publishing team for my second edition of my book.
Yes, Prof, maybe.
So, can you hear me?
Yes, Prof Bala? No, it's okay.
I cannot hear clearly. Krishna Vini, can you briefly?
Krishna, your
yes,
question
sir.
is how to publish in the second edition, is it, your book?
Yes, sir. Or whether we have to seek the permission of the publisher of the first edition of the book because I'm not very satisfied with my publishers. So I would like to collaborate with the other publishing team for the second edition of my book. Whether I have to seek the permission of the first publisher?
Your book is
Yeah,
published already, is it? The first edition?
Yes, sir.
Briefly, I didn't get it.
Okay. No, she's asking, she already published a book. So now she's not satisfied. She's going to publish it in second edition. So whether she have to ask permission from the first publisher.
Oh, okay. All right. Krishna, okay, thank you very much for your question. That is very interesting. Yes. If your book, normally publisher look at the sale of the book. If your book already, let's say you got published 1,000 copies, let's say you're almost finishing about 80% of the 90% of book already completed, because they are dollars and cents. Because you see, when the publisher for your book, they're always looking for the dollar and cent. So let's say you're almost coming to the end, and then you can write in letter to the publisher. If a university, just write university, write in. You said, I would like to amendment some data, chapters, some literature, whatever. You can do that.
So your voice is breaking.
Fine. And then they will on the like. Are you okay?
Okay.
Dr. Ganesan?
I can hear
Can you
you,
hear
bro.
me?
I can hear.
Yeah, so you can do that. That's my simple question. Can, no problem. You can write into them with the document. You can say that why you want to do that. It's possible. Can, Krishna?
So the thing is, they didn't respond properly. That's the main issue.
They didn't respond, Prof.
What?
They said, she said, Krishna said, the new publisher, the first publisher didn't respond when she asked permission.
Oh, yeah. If the publisher, you already work with them, you cannot simply go next publisher. Cannot. Because it's going to be issue on the plagiarism and so on. They will sue back you. Unless you work with a new book, a totally new book, new title, you change everything, it's possible. But if you don't use the same book, manuscript, you go to the one, definitely you'll be caught later. Very, very dangerous. I'm telling all these students, be careful what you're doing. When you are publishing, or you can ask the permission from the first publisher. If you're not interested, can I go to the next one? But the next one, of course, you have to do the changes. You cannot do the same thing like that. So this is my advice to any. Dr. Ganesan, okay? Yeah?
Okay.
Thank you,
Is it
sir.
okay?
Yes,
you get
sir.
it? Okay. So I got Nazanin Dara raise her hand. Nazanin,
Hi,
your
Prof.
question.
Oh, yeah. Nazar.
Okay, my question is, you mentioned in your slides that, let's say, if we want to publish our PhD thesis, we can't publish it as a book because there are two different things. Did you mean like some minor changes are needed, or we have to totally change the thesis and change it to the book format?
Okay, thanks, Nazar. Nazar is my PhD student. We are working on the thesis now. So once we finish, me and Dr. Alson, co-supervisor, Dr. Ganesan, we are supervising the thesis. And okay, once you're done, if you're doing quantitative, don't put so many numbers, because you look at our second book, Dr. Sri Raman, we are removing some numbers because people get bored when numbers. People get bored. You write SEM, model, PLS. No. People say, I'm sorry, I'm not right. So what they can do is you just take the main point, your summary of your research. Will lose, people don't read. The good thing of qualitative is it can go direct to the book. Qualitative, you don't need to do a lot of amendments. Like Dr. Ganesan, you don't need to do amendment. Dr. Ganesan is straight to go to the they will publish directly.
Okay.
Because your book is not numbers, your book is story. So book is like something like attract the people, understand and digest. So it's not minor or major, Nazar. It's actually how you show the target group of people. Otherwise, people say, sorry, I'm not going to read them. So when you don't read the book, your book will be cost a lot of money for the publisher. Remember, your publisher putting a lot of dollar and cent. You make sure that the book must go to the audience, they read. So,
okay. Got it, Nazar?
Thank you, Prof. Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, we have another question, I think, from Manju Joshi.
Yes, sir.
Normally
This is
people will
Dr.
Yeah, yeah.
Manju Joshi. So I have good evening to you all.
Yeah.
I've been able to write a good thesis as per the external examiners. It has been past 1 year now. I want to convert it into a book. So, sir, my question is that, like, will there be a difference basically between what I've said in the thesis and what I will now say in the book?
Oh yeah, Dr. Manju, thank you very much for your question. Very good question. Dr. Manju,
Yes, sir.
when I present the slide, thesis different. Thesis is more to argument. You take the theory, you test the theory, you develop theory. It's more on intellectual to prove that you are doing PhD. PhD means you are come up with a new theory that based on the previous gap of study, you come up new theory and you proven. That is a PhD. When coming back to the book, you cannot do like that. You have to address the issue, modify the book into the content of people will understand when reader, who is your reader actually? There's a target, like my book is managers, HR managers, my HR students, my IR student, my business student, but they want to know what is happening in the workplace when they start working. So in your case, you need to adjust your writing style. It cannot be same. Like example I give you, when I write a thesis, you cannot write it, you must write a book. A book is actually very much on a summary of what you write, what you do in a PhD, and it address to that. So totally different thesis and PhD, thesis and book totally different. But the content of a thesis can take up and you modify into the nice chapter. You rewrite a nice, even my book title, my thesis title like this: an examination of employee participation in the private company in Malaysia. ... A qualitative case study. That is a thesis title. When I turn the book, I cannot write like that. People won't buy. What is that? I write employee participation in Malaysia, full stop, theory and practice. So what do you mean these two? One is more on research topic, the other one is more book. So when I look at the book, hey, I want to see what is employee participation theory. Hey, what is a practice? I got three case study. And from there, these industry people or student, they will understand, oh yeah, when I use this theory A, it will happen like this. When I use theory B, it happen like this. So it can be something like touch the people's heart. If you just write a thesis published, you won't touch. That's why a lot of quantitative study cannot publish a book. They don't know what to do. You just go to the Scopus, Scopus Journal or ISI. But it doesn't go to the book because they don't know what to do. Because there's too much numbers. I'm reading a lot of thesis on quantitative. It's so boring. You know why? They just use SEM, PLS, Dr. Ganesan. So boring organization. Same method again, PLS, SEM, testing. But they don't know how to transform. And they got a PhD. That's all.
Right. Right.
So this is very important, Dr. Manju. You can contact me directly, Dr. Manju. I will communicate with you. Anything. It's where I can help you. Don't worry.
Thank you, sir.
As Prof, as you said, like your thesis, when you transfer it to book, of course, the topic changed. Employee participation, theory and practice. Because the audience, the people going to buy is the managers and even the workers. So they want to know what theory is used and can be practiced in the company. So that is book. So in thesis is different. So that is what Prof Bala is saying. Of course, it's that's the facts it's all about. And because when the managers use the book, they can use the book and practice whatever theory is written there in their working environment. That is what the book all
actually,
about.
Dr. Ganesan can add, Dr. Alex actually finishing is DBA. This is not PhD, DBA, Doctor Officer. So I got two students come out. Miss Lim will come out another one very soon. Three of them actually they are top consultant around the world. Dr. Alex actually working 40 years in safety and health. You imagine his thesis later he will be Mr. Lim is here. Thank you, Mr. Lim. You are here.
Yeah, Mr. Lim.
I will come back to Mr. Lim later. Dr. Alex finished his PhD. DBA. What I did, doctor, you come up with a structure book, and we're going to sell the book to the HSC people, all the HSC people around the world. And doctor actually using his own experience. You see, he come out is a thesis based on his experience. And I believe his book going to be top book because everybody want to read his point of idea. together with me because I'm supervisor. So we are going to come out this book. I think most people will buy. Am I right, Dr. Alex? Dr. Alex, I give 1 minute to you. Dr. Alex, can you comment? Dr. Alex, sir.
Okay, what do you
yes.
want me to say, Prof?
How you transfer
Regarding your topic,
thesis
Alex.
to the
Dr.
book?
Alex.
To the book, Dr. Alex.
Okay, I've been in safety for 40 years. So I want to reduce all the incident happen in
the working place.
In the workplace.
Okay.
So that's why that is my point of thesis.
Okay.
Okay, then you need to transfer into book. That's why. So normally, Dr. Ganesan, I will guide them. I will guide them to make it because they are industry player. They doesn't have any strong experience on the publication. They finish a PhD. So what I go to do, I work with them. I will have a workshop with them. I got another 2 students, another Jillian, Dr. Jillian. So these 2 books is a very valuable book to the practitioners and if student. And Mr. Lim is actually, Mr. Lim
That's
is
what I can see. What Dr. Alex was telling, safety in the workplace is thesis.
Yes.
When it's in the book, of course, industry players will have a good response for the book because they need this book for them to manage the safety aspect in the workplace. Good. That's good.
Exactly, Doctor. Good. Like Mr. Lim working on he's a senior director, one of the big hospitals in Terengganu State, very big hospital.
Okay.
So Mr. Lim already there for 35 years. Mr. Lim, can you tell me a little bit, Mr. Lim, how passionate your thesis to be a book and how people, who's your target group want to read this book? Please, Mr. Lim.
Yeah, thank you, Prof. Can you hear?
Yeah.
Hello. Okay. Yeah. I'm inspired by Prof. Vala. So, seeing I am the administrator in the hospital, I would like to know more about regarding the nurses feeling towards the critical illness, such as our crisis now is the COVID-19. So, for the study, quantitatively is quite superficial. So I follow my Prof. Bala's advice. I will do it as qualitative. So I will explore more regarding the nurses' performance towards crisis time like COVID-19. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you,
so
thank
what
you.
Mr. Lim tried to say that after he finished the book, Dr. Ganesan, all
Yeah.
the nurses will buy his book to read their story. Not only nurse from Terengganu, the whole world will read his book,
Whole world,
because
yes.
how the nurses gone through the stress during the COVID-19, because they're frontliner, nobody write about the story. You write about quantitative, nobody want to read. He write the emotion, the cry, the tears come from the nurses and how the nurses will go. And he is a senior manager in there. So he collect data and he will report as a thesis, but later become book. When become book, he go to the policy of the country, where in the Ministry of Health. And the minister will appreciate his book and will use the book for the next policy to help the nurses. So imagine it all the high degree, you must go to the next articles, publication, and the books. You publish 3 papers, scopus, fine. But you must go. So that's why, Dr. Ganesan, your book is a very, very important book. You need to publish, Dr. Ganesan. Next, I want to see your book.
Sure.
And I think you're working on that. I know you're working on that. Because nobody knows about newspaper unless you publish as a book. Nobody will
Actually, as you said, Prof, my thesis, actually the title, the content, so far no book in Malaysia on Tamil newspapers. No book yet.
Exactly.
So hope I'll be the first one. Okay, thank you very much for all of you waited until almost 3 hours now, right?